Hello and welcome. Welcome everyone to today's empowerment series session. How to forgive. It's not just Forgiveness is not just letting go an offense. It's about setting yourself free. And we want to talk about that. We want to talk about how you can set yourself free. And that's what it's like a person is behind bars. That person is behind bars. You don't have to be behind bars. Set yourself free with ways to forgive. And that's what we want to talk about in this empowerment series. As you see, this is empower you to take action. A series of training and topics that will help you grow stronger and be more confident in what you're going to do, to take action and help you transform your life to be effective, to communicate effectively. That's what's important in this empowerment series. And so we want to help you to effectively communicate. And communication starts with an attitude. The last slide was about hearing and listening. But sometimes we hear and we don't listen. But it starts with the attitude. Look at the person in the picture. They got the attitude. Look at the body language. It's negative. It's blocking any input that anybody would have because you have an attitude and managing your emotion. One thing about effective communication, it will start with you. It starts when you enter the room. Whether you're positive or negative, you brought it into the room. And so we want to make sure that we communicate effectively so that we can be in a position of forgiveness. In this empowerment series, sometimes you must hurt in order to know. You fall in order to grow. You lose in order to gain. Because most of life lessons are learned through pain. I got that as noted below at www.livelifehappy.com. I hope they're still around because they had some really good messages on positive growth. You never realize that sometimes we go through a painful situation to be redirected. We be redirected into a blessing for a new season, for a new reason, something that will affect us and make us a better person. We don't know why we go through what we go through, but these things are telling you that we learn from our pain. Our greatest lesson is learning from our pain. So beware. Ouch, this may hurt. This really may hurt. And so feeling resentment. Resentment is a negative emotion reaction to being mistreated or being wronged by another person. You have a resentment for that person, and you might hold on to that resentment. But when you forgiveness is choosing to release the resentment. It doesn't mean that you condone their harmful behavior or that you'll ever forget that it happened. No, you don't have to forget that it happened, but it takes a strong person to realize that they are forgiving somebody. And it takes a strong person to admit that they're wrong, but it's a stronger person who said, "And I forgive you." That's a strong testimony. It makes me think about Nelson Mandela. Nelson Mandela was sentenced to life in prison for 27 years in prison because of his political relationship with apartheid. And with Nelson Mandela, he actually walked out of the prison understanding that he could not hold resentment. And that if he hold resentment, he would continue to be in chain, ball and chain. He said, as I walked out the door towards the gate, and it led to my freedom, I knew that I had to leave bitterness and hatred behind. I could not take it with me. And when he did that and he approached forgiveness in a positive fashion, after 27 years, he forgave his oppressors because he focused on his future. And that's what I'm trying to get you to do. I want you to forgive, release, move forward, and focus on your future. Don't focus on what it could have been, but focus on the future of what it will be. And so I want to give you 7 tips on the road to forgiving. And shut up, give respect, and listen. Meaning, don't talk over somebody when you're trying to communicate. Communication is key. It takes two people to communicate, and that's key. So don't take it personal and manage your emotions. As we saw on the last slide, don't sit up there. I'm the boss of this situation. No, don't take it personal. Manage your emotions because the whole goal is to communicate and tell the truth. Be honest and transparent. Know your own faults. You could, in the relationship of forgiving, they may have a piece they played, you may have a piece you played. Maybe it was a misunderstanding on both parts. So I'm telling you to be honest and transparent and know your own faults and admit to those faults. Also, follow up on requests and complaints. This is necessary when you hear about the request or complaint and you haven't dealt with it. Then you have a missing link. And I just want you to know that if this is a work environment and you can't get along with somebody offended you, or any other reason, then you have to follow up. You have to make sure that your side of the street is clean and that you're not walking around with some undue residue that you think you're holier than thou, but follow up on complaints or requests and establish professional boundaries. These are the things I want you to do, because when you do that, then you understand that you didn't put yourself in a position that you could not handle. And you put yourself in a position that you can forgive the person. So be professional about it. Learn how to forgive yourself and others. Learn how. It takes skill. It may not be overnight, but you can do that. You can learn how to forgive yourself and others. And if you take these steps and remember that if you shut up, give respect, and listen to the other person, sometimes it can really benefit you. Learn how to forgive yourself and others. And on that note, I just want to share with you that I'm the type of person that keeps a journal. I have a journal. Okay, you see that? Yeah, that's a journal there. That's one. This is 1 year. That's another year. This is 2024. This 2023. I have them labeled. This is my current one, 2025. And I have many more. But if you offended me in the past, I wrote it down. I have receipts, as they say, receipts. I have receipts. But God changed my heart, and I learned that I had to take responsibility of the part that I played, or my expectation of the person was just too big for them to perform. And also, I wrote it down to say, you said these harsh words to me that day. But God led me to a point of saying, erase that. Don't keep receipts. Put it in the sea of forgiveness and forgetfulness. And that's what happened. When you learn how to forgive yourself and forgive others, it goes away. Just like God forgave us. We're not perfect. God forgave us for all the things that we've done. And it reminds me of when he was on the cross, Jesus was on the cross. And what did he say? Lord, forgive them, for they know not what they do. He even admonished God to forgive his oppressors because they knew not what they do. And so a lot of times a person that's hurting you don't know what they're doing. They don't know. So please forgive them, and you and the other person can move forward in a positive fashion. And so I just want to encourage you to know that to forgive is to set the prisoner free. And you discovered that you're the prisoner. You're the one that's been held captive. You're the one that was held captive because you didn't forgive somebody that may have offended you. And it bothered you day and night and night and day. And you rehearsed the offenses over and over. So I'm saying, whether they're living or dead, if they're not here for you to approach them and talk to them, write them a letter and say, I forgive you. I forgive you for what you've done. And then write it, and then just tear it up and release it. Release it into the universe. But one of the things we all have to learn is that forgiveness. And if you don't forgive, you become the prisoner. You become the prisoner. God forgave you. Now it's time for you to forgive others. Don't keep receipts, as I say in the journal. Don't keep receipts. Erase it, forgive them, and love one another. As it says in the Bible, the greatest commandment is that we will love one another. We can't love somebody that we are mad at or hatred at or unforgiving spirit at, and that allows Satan to get into the relationship. Forgive, forget, and move forward. I got a good one. Forgive, forget, and focus. All those are F. Focus. Focus as Mandela did on the future God has for you. And I say that because Thank you for letting me serve you. I want each and every one of you to know that I truly believe that God uses ordinary people to do extraordinary things. And you may be the one that'll do something extraordinary. Thank you, thank you, thank you for letting me be of service to you today. And go out and be great and forgive somebody that may have offended you. And in turn, love on them. Thank you.